for the town of Duxbury this evening. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023, this meeting will be conducted in person and as a courtesy via remote means in accordance with the applicable law. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and participation is being provided as a courtesy to the public and to board members, this hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast, unless so required by law. This meeting will be recorded by the local scene, which was formerly known as pac-tv. Members of the public who wish to watch the meeting may do so by viewing the Duxbury Government Access channels, Verizon 39 or Comcast 9. You can also go to the local scene for information about Duxbury programming, including streaming and watching replays on Duxbury YouTube. All right, we have one continued matter on our agenda for this evening, and then minutes, right?
No minutes, sorry.
No minutes?
No.
All right, so we have one matter on for this evening. It's 2025-01, Sean and Melanie Kennedy at 15 Summerhouse Lane. My recollection of this is that we continue this in order to provide the applicants to clarify the plans. So I will ask that you go to the microphone or take the microphone if you wish and identify yourself, and then we're going to ask questions from the board, and then we're going to open up to the non-existent public. And since there's nobody else on the board even, so we'll hear from you.
Sure. I am Sean Kennedy, homeowner at 15 Summerhouse Lane. I believe last time the item in question was the table within the application. So after last meeting, took some time, ran through it with our architect, and updated the table that I hope all of you have in front of you, and updated the calculations there.
All right, so I failed to read Mr. Wazalewski's submission. I have reviewed the revised application table for the raise and rebuild of a non-conforming garage. The table appears accurate based on the submitted plot plan and building plans. However, I am unable to verify one calculation, the non-conforming volume within the setback area. The proposed structure does not exceed the 30 feet average mean height limit stipulated by the zoning bylaw. And that's Mr. Wazalewski's memo of very recently. Undated.
March 12th, but
Yeah, okay.
I think he just doesn't have the means to calculate that.
Right.
Right.
Typically don't.
In the table, if I could just jump in,
Sure.
don't mean to interrupt. In the table, the figure that I got, that 3,817 cubic feet and then 9,800 for the proposed, I took the, believe it's the gross floor area in square footage and factored it off the ceiling heights and roof heights.
The gross floor area in the non-conforming,
Yeah, that 347 and then that 500 that you see on the first line all the way to the right. And I think those figures were noted on the plot plan by the engineer.
My recollection is that nobody came and was opposed to this. And
That's my recollection.
that's correct, Mr. Chair.
Nobody was opposed.
it doesn't seem to be any closer to the lot line than it used to be. In fact, one of the nonconformities potential nonconformity appears to be improved.
You're referring to the removal of the existing garage, and when the new one is built, it's at 7.68 feet from the sideline as opposed to 5.8? Is that what you're referring to, Mr. Chairman?
What I was referring to, and I did not measure it from from the center line of Summerhouse Lane, but it's actually, the garage is now 24 and a half feet off the margin of Summerhouse Lane, as opposed to 19.65 feet.
Oh,
It
okay.
should have been measured from the center line.
Right. But
It's an improvement.
I'm going to presume that 24 and a half feet, that the center line is at least another half foot out there.
I think the center line to Summerhouse Lane is another 10.3 feet, right? So the 45 feet is noted on the right side of that plot plan,
Yep.
and then they're noting 34.7 from the property line to the existing house. So
So it was,
you can kind of back into that math, right?
yeah, so it was previously conforming?
Previously, I don't think so, but to your point, it does,
It's better than it was.
it increases that setback, correct?
Board have any questions?
No, I think this is what I was looking for.
I do not.
Would the public like to comment? All right, would anybody like to make a motion? Oh,
Close the hearing first.
I failed, yeah, that was the motion that I was looking for.
Oh, okay.
I failed to do something that I should have done. This is a special permit request. We only have 4 board members sitting here. You do not have to go to vote with 4 board members. And in order to get the special permit, you need us to vote unanimously.
Sure.
You're perfectly entitled to proceed with this application. But if you would like to defer this until we get a 5th board member, we can do that. But that's up to you.
So just from my knowledge, if we do go to vote and it's not unanimous, does it continue to the next based on any of the feedback from a person not voting in favor?
No, unfortunately, if it doesn't pass, it doesn't pass.
I
Right.
gotcha.
It would be binding, but in the past, we've been able to offer
Yeah.
a straw poll.
Yeah.
You actually anticipated what I was going to do next. Thank you. In these situations, so that people have a lesser degree of uncertainty, we do a straw poll that is not binding on the board members as to their inclination.
Sure.
And I will state mine. Mine is to approve the special permit request.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it.
I don't either.
Sure.
It's my unofficial position. Is I don't
That's
have
my
an issue.
unofficial position.
Right.
Subject to change in the next 35 seconds.
If suddenly a busload of people come running down the stairs who are in opposition.
All right, would somebody want to move to close?
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor, aye.
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 All right, we have nobody on the board voting, so we can just do.
Voice vote.
All right, would anybody like to make a motion?
I would like to make a motion to approve the special permit as outlined in the submitted plans and application.
And the plan we're talking about is
Is
the,
dated,
I have the dates if you'd like, the revised.
revised is 12/30/24.
No, the revised plot plan or site plan is 2/18/2025, and the revised architecture plans are 2/28/2025.
Okay, I see. Sorry.
No, I made a note because I knew.
as reflected in the plan of 2/18/2025 and architecture plans of what date?
2/28/2025.
Do we have a second?
And the
Revised
Updated
submission.
table.
And the revised
I-
submission received by the board on March 6,
Yeah,
2025.
the revised section B of the application.
All right. Since that's now confusing, so I guess the motion was to approve the special permit pursuant to all of the revisions that we just referred to.
Yeah, I'll second that.
All right, all in favor, aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that.
Yeah. I'd like to move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
I'd like to know how your wife
Aye.
is.
Aye.